Yo, we're going to be getting things started again. We got a bunch of things to do in regards to the AI setups. So we're going to just basically pick up where we left off last night and see what we can do to flush these out and make these a little bit cleaner. So let's just jump right into it. I tried to get the crosshair to work properly, so now it does actually work. It displays the correct information on the enemy and all that fun stuff. So that part's working. Let's see what we've got here. This thing ever wants to like finish loading, or it's just gonna keep lagging on me. Got like background shader problems. Did those not spawn at all? There they are. Okay. Okay, so I need that line trace to be a little bit further away. And we gotta start doing damage to them. So let's make the line trace shoot a little further out, based on whether or not we have a weapon. Okay. All right, forward vector, select. If one of these is in use and the item equipped is equal to a weapon, then the trace of our line is going to be a little bit longer. If false, 1500. If true, 4000. There we go. Now our line trace will actually hit things from further away when we're trying to look at it. I could probably make it even longer than that if I wanted to. Maybe like 5K. That should be good enough. I might make it like super long if you're dealing with like sniper rifles and shit. You want to be able to see information from a really far distance. Yeah, so now I can actually see what the hell's going on. Alright, let's see how far away I can go before I lose their visual. That's pretty fair. I mean, you gotta be within like... I might do like 6 or 7K. Make it a little bit further away. Like 7. Let's do 8. There we go. No question about it. 8K is the amount. Okay, now let's actually cause damage to these enemies when we hit them. So it's going to be under... Let's get some of our old data out of here. Those are all like AoE attacks and stuff. Let's see. Big damage event, damage, other effects. Okay, so we're just gonna do any damage, run damage check, which is this one right here. Alright. So I need this. And I need this. So that should do what it's supposed to do. Oh, this is probably looking for the other thing. I gotta fix that. has to go here. That's going to go in here. And that. Incoming damage. Damage causer. We also need to clear that when we're done, by the way. Update enemy data. That's going to be update entity health. Max health never changes. Okay. Alright, let's change this now. Go. Okay. Now we gotta add the death sequence. Which is this right here. It is a massive sequence. Okay. Grab all this shit. Move this down here. Okay. Refresh that. And that'll call that event if the character dies. Alright, so we're gonna need to set up a few extra variables. Nothing major here. Let me see. I don't need this. Don't care about that anymore. Back to location, put that there. Okay. Back to location. On loot location. Alright, we don't need to do that, that's unnecessary. We'll just split this and go like that. Thus bypassing all that nonsense. Okay. And then that'll spawn our loot, which we have to figure out. We haven't added loot really yet. I mean, it'll do something, but it's not set up yet. Okay, and then our actual static mesh, that's going to be this. For Ragdoll, Chaos Physics. We're going to do that. And then we're going to add a delay node of like 8 seconds. Potentially. Alright. So there's the death sequence, and then we've got, rid of that. We got our loot section. Lower this down. Our ragdoll section, loot section. Okay. So when we hit an enemy now, we've effectively just set up all the systems to have them take damage. This is not going to happen anymore. Well, we're going to have to make a pool. This is tricky. Basically just a particle. We'll leave it like that for now. All right, save. Hit location. That's going to be where the actual hit marker is of the damage. So that's going to be, I think that's inherent into the bullet logic, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because we're getting that through the bullet, I think. I don't know, I forget, but we'll figure it out. All right, let's play this out. Fix some things here. I'm like laggy as fuck. Get out of here for now. Don't care about that. Close this down. Close that down. There we go. Some of my frames back. Okay. We can't hit them. Let's figure out why. Looks like a collision problem. Let's make sure that they're accepting those bullets. Enemy friendly, block. Bullet friendly. Bullet enemy, ignore. Okay, so it's blocking that, so it's not collisions. Let's check. Oh, it's supposed to be the aim thing, isn't it? Yeah, because we're using aim. Yeah, aim is on block, okay. Generate hit events, generate hit events. Oh, here we go. Let's have that generate hit events just in case. Let's see. Let's fix that. What is going on? Event damage. Run damage check. They're not getting any damage because the bullet's not hitting them. So let's check. Oh, you know why? Because our bullets are designed to only hit specific types of creatures. Let's see. Enemy damage check. Enemy, yeah, right here. BP Master Enemy 2. That would be the problem. I gotta change this whole back look here. Because we're basically making a brand new master for all of our enemies. And I forgot to update it. So there's that. That. Okay. Alright, Master Enemy 2. Master Enemy 2. That's fine. Refresh you. File. What's going on here? What's wrong? Oh. That is supposed to be this one. That's right. We technically changed to a different protocol. Swap that one out. That's the old one. Okay. Very good. Looking clean. I like it. That should fix that crap. All right. Let's double check our back end. We'll be fine now. No, still missing something. Let's double check. Enemy is 2. 2. Where was that other function? Ah, right here. Damage enemy. That's the enemy right there. I don't know if I'm even going to pass this data through the system, but I'll just do that for now. Fuck it. Okay. Getting back to our actual enemy. When damage comes in, we run a damage check. We go to the server. We pull this up. We say, hey, we've been hit. This then runs a check. Open, open, open. There it goes. Which then says damage check, blah, 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 da-da-da. Yeah, that should work. Should be fine. All right, let's try it now. Let's see what we got. All right, we're still missing something. Something's missing somewhere. Let's figure it out. Damage enemy. Is this triggering it at all? I don't think it is. Probably somewhere in our bullet logic. I'll figure that out. Or our tracer. Oh. There we go. It's gotta be set to self, otherwise it doesn't know what the hell's getting hit. Run damage check. Damage causer. That's going from here, which is going there. Damage causer goes to here. Damage causer goes there. Set that. Incoming damage. And then reset the damage causer. Yeah, that looks good to me. Let's take a look. We're not getting any hit registers here, so something's still not correct. Oh, you know what it is? It's probably coming from... let's see. Well, we are setting it. Let's make sure we set on begin play. Let's set our collision response. Collision response to bullet friendly. Let's make sure that we block this. Because I'm thinking that maybe the skeletal mesh is coming in and it doesn't know that it should take damage from that or hit that, so we're just going to double check that. I don't know. At this point, it's starting to really feel like a collision problem again. Although, actually, now that I think about it, we changed that, didn't we? We're no longer using the bullets as our collision point. We're now using the aim, I think, wasn't it? Wasn't it just aim? Because we're just doing a line trace now. Okay, I'm confused. Why are those not respecting anything that I'm doing? Let's start bringing some guys in to play with. Let's see. This is from a blueprint, which is from Master Enemy A. Is it spawning? Okay. Alright. I think I know what's going on. Okay, so all of these things that are being spawned right here. They're still using, I think, the wrong blueprint system. Let me just double check. AVP. Yeah, that's it right there. That would be why. Okay. Alright, so... Yeah, but you know what? We're not using that anymore. Now that I think about it, we're not even using that. Because we're saying now... Actually, we could probably get rid of that, to be honest, but I'll just... Where is that? DP enemy. Yeah, bug it. Getting removed. It's gonna trip some shit up, but I don't really care. So yeah, when this thing spawns, we are basically setting all of our attributes internally, as opposed to bringing in a separate blueprint. So I'm trying to see, like, why is it not respecting the collision trace? We block aim. We block. Block aim on all this shit. I know that I'm getting the aim to block. So what the hell is going on when I pull my trigger? Let's see. Where's our shoot? It's probably coming from our master weapon. Okay. Here we go. I think this is the issue. Yeah. Yeah, we're still doing some weird shit here. So let's take a look at this. So bullet trace target. Yep. Yep, right there. There's the problem. Okay, cool. Cast to master enemy 2. And if true, then we want to take you and plug you into here, which is going to change this. 22. Which is going to break some shit on the outside. Okay, so damage enemy. This right here. A lot of checks and balances that has to go into. Oops. That goes into doing some damage for something, because you don't want players to be able to like spoof the damage. So you gotta check it all through the server, basically. All right. Now we should actually register the hit. Okay, so we actually killed them, but we didn't destroy them. So let's figure out what the hell happened there. Good actor of class. Where's that coming from? What the F is this? You back that way? Okay. I don't think I need that anymore. It's valid. It is. SK body. Get mesh. I don't think I added that yet. Nope, I did not add that yet. Okay. Add that right now. We'll call this static mesh. Okay. Static mesh, and we'll set it to that if we are static. Is it like not letting me? Static mesh object reference input and skeletal mesh object reference. What the hell? It is not. Is it still a skeletal? Oh shit. That would be why. All right. And what this allows us to do is to basically have things like fall apart and break apart if they're static meshes, or turn into a ragdoll if they're a skeletal. All right. Play. And then we gotta fix some other shit. There's like a million things we still have to do. Yeah. Okay, so they died, they turned into a ragdoll, and then they're still alive. So, death does not do anything. Let's see what we got here. Alright, let's check their health system. What's going on here? So when damage comes in, we round the damage out. Incoming damage is now coming in. Are we already dead? If we are, then we just set our health to 0. Update the health and clear the causer. We should not do anything if we're already dead. But if we are not dead, if the incoming damage is greater or equal to the current health, true, then we're dead. Set current health to 0, notify, and do the death sequence. If not, take current health minus the incoming damage, set the new health to whatever the value is, update the notifier, clear the causer. So it's probably something in here. Death sequence, turn to dead. Spawn sound on location, da-da-da-da-da. Spawn actor right here. That's our loot that comes out, which we have to build still. And then we say, which one of these two things are we going to do? Let's see. I need to add another thing in here called a static mesh. Okay. And that is going to be default no collision. Because we'll have to use that later. Okay. If this is chaos physics, then we want to get this one as our location. Because chaos physics is for static meshes. And then if it's not, then it's skeletal meshes. We want our skeletal mesh right there. Here's part of the problem. So we actually need to do it this way. So we're going to create these actors and then destroy immediately the actual character, and then we'll just see their body like lay around on the floor. Now their body, which is a ragdoll enemy blueprint right here, runs a script. I don't like this there. We should put this in the beginning in case there's an error. So we're going to say on begin play, set our lifespan no matter what to 7 seconds. And then after 7 seconds, the corpse will disappear. All right, let's see what we got. I have to fix its collision still, but we're getting an idea of how it's going to work. Pop. And dead. Then it should just disappear. There it goes. Then we got loot that we can pick up, which isn't set up yet, but we'll get there. All right, we're getting closer. Let's fix these weird-ass bubble problems. If we can. I don't know. Maybe we can't. That's going to be features. Ones we're currently messing around with are these ones. Let me take a look at these. What is going on with that damn enemy error bullshit? Dino chicken nuggets. Pretty much. Pretty much. Let's see. It's gonna be over here. Yeah, we're gonna do some adjustments so they're not as goofy. We're doing that right now. What's new with you? What's popping off, man? I don't know why this thing is acting all weird. There's like some random thing I have somewhere. And I don't know where it is because I never put the fucking correct print as to where it was located. But it keeps like triggering this error that says bad row name. Enemy error, bad row name. Okay. I don't know where it is. That's why you should always... This is from a while back, so that's why like you should always make sure you print string where it is, like what exactly is going on. And that was a mistake I made from a while back, so live and learn, man. So I don't know if we'll ever find it. Footstep sounds. Going on. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It's just an annoying thing that you have to see every once in a while because like this is technically a master, so it's not going to have any properties. I mean, I guess I could like put something into it just so it's got something. I don't know. What's this thing called? Let's just do like I have no idea. Whatever. it's somewhere. All right, so moving onward. Let's try doing Let's see here. I just gotta move that one over there. Okay. It's gonna be under our physics section. We're gonna have to redo them for each section, for each entity. So this guy is gonna be right here, and he's gonna be like this. So those are our bubbles. The problem is these bubbles are like conflicting with each other, so I have to get them to like ignore each other. This body setup be considered for the bounding box of physics assets, and hence skill plus component. There's a speed improvement from having less body setup. Alright, let's turn that to off. Guys like spawned on top of me. Alright, fucking load already. What the fuck is going on? Alright. That completely jacked everything up. Simple collision response. Here we go, collision response. Let's do disabled. Like, we don't really need it, but we need it for like ragdoll simulation. So I don't know. It's really tricky. Now we can't hit them. Well, still got them. Then they fall through the floor. Alright. At least they're not, like, ridiculous. Let me see if I can change this on the back end. Hold on. Ragdoll. Yeah. Shit. So we kind of have to have simulated. This sucks. Alright. Let's do this. Let's only turn on physics simulation for... Okay. Alright, so we don't need any physics for the legs. I don't know. This is so bizarre. It's like I need to use the collision for the bullet trace, but then like we'd want like a different collision for ragdoll. See, they don't tell you like what this stuff does. I just that's the biggest problem. It's like a guessing game. Like create constraints. What are to create constraints? Oh, okay. Between adjacent created bodies. Okay. I don't know what the fuck that means. Motion aware collision. The F is that? Alright. Let's try doing this. Let's try turning everything to on. And then we'll just turn like this thing is huge. What if I like redid this to convex hull? Skinned level set. Experimental cloth only. Okay. Multi-convex hull. Fuck it. What do I care? Let's try it. Holy fucking shit. I don't know what just happened. Undo. Okay. I don't know. There's so many like different layers to how to do this stuff with collision. Never needs quick collision data. Simple collision. Inertia conditioning. Whatever. I have no idea what the fuck that is. Okay, mass scale. For instance, no. Let's add some mass to this guy. If it lets me. There you go. Just added like 500 weight to everything. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. Because they're floating around like air balloons. Still floating around like an air balloon. See, those little collisions that are on them, like the ball that was in the body area is causing, like he's hitting those pieces of the ball, like this big ball here. And I don't know, like, I don't know. What was that? Spline. Okay. Bone size. Let's do like 5. No difference. Get fucked. I don't understand. Minimum bone size. All right, let's try this. Let's do everything. We'll do the minimum bone size is 50. Regenerate. Okay, so it's the same damn problem. And if I can't shrink this down for whatever reason, and I can't. Capsule. Okay. Won't let me move it, I guess. Is it because it's a part of bone? I mean, we're gonna get a bunch of missed shots if we do that. I have no idea. I have no idea. It's very bizarre. It's very bizarre. The only thing I could think of is like setting this to kinematic or something. See if that changes it so that they like ignore like the ground and shit. I don't fucking know. Now he just stays there. Because they have absolutely no... this is rough. This is rough. So Ragdoll is the easiest way to do a death of a creature, but the problem is the Ragdoll won't work correctly if the bubble physics aren't set up correctly. I can't like tell certain things to like not work because then that will affect the bullet traces for what we're shooting at. So really, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I mean, I could try saying, I mean, like these feet thing are ridiculously huge. Where is this, Australia? Exactly. Yep. Definitely Australia. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna deal with this. This is like weird, man. I hate these bubble physics. They like really throw a wrench in everything. I'm trying to fix some like wonky shit with some of these things, and I probably should just not even bother because most of these guys are getting replaced anyways. But um, I'm having some issues with them just looking a little wonky. I was like, oh, maybe I can just like pop in here and fix some shit, you know? Let's see, action, add, edit, hips. Well, that's gonna move everything, which we don't want to do. That's all. All right. Whatever. Fuck it. I'm not too worried about it. It's the old stuff. They're old creatures, and I'm probably gonna redo them all anyways. Yeah. So like, I've been working on some new stuff, the 2.0 shit, and let's see if I can actually find one here. Character stage. Here we go. So this is the new stuff that's coming. Wait, is that it? No, that's the old stuff. Hold on. Not character stage. I want creature database. Looks cool. Here we go. So this was like the older assets, and I mean they still look okay. They're not terrible. But I mean the new one just like smacks compared to those. So yeah, the new creatures are gonna be a lot more updated and shit. But I haven't really had time to like dive into them yet. Just have a little bit more detail on them. I don't know. We're getting there. But meanwhile, I'm trying to fix. So I gotta be able to like do damage to these guys, which I think we just fixed for the most part. Now let's just fix the loot. Let's just get through the whole system so we can actually say that part's fucking done. So I can like actually work on like the assets. Because I keep like going back and forth. Hold on, maps. Open that. No, they're created through my pipeline system. I will say that AI is in that pipeline, but you know, it is what it is. So we've got okay, let me get rid of this now so we don't need this. Yeah, gone are the days of needing 3D modelers. We were talking about this yesterday on stream. Okay, so they are spawning, so that's still good. You can see what they are. Perfect. Okay, I'm not getting any damage numbers though, I don't think. I'm getting splashed, but I'm not getting damage numbers. Yeah, the pipeline that I've got for that, for my setups are pretty ridiculous right now. I mean, you gotta have the best of the best in order to compete against AAA studios. So, yeah, the new shit that's coming in the pipe is just crazy sauce. But yeah, okay, so Ravager's been updated. I don't need... Why was I not seeing this? Close this. Close that. Close that. Like, so many things open, dude. It's ridiculous. I'm done with Crosshair. Library, we'll leave that open for now. Master Loot. Okay, we're going to be getting into Master Loot here in a minute. Master Enemy. It's been rough, like, these past few days. I've just been, like, so tired. And it's, like, the finish line, there's just so much shit to do with AI. I hate dealing with AI. I mean, it can be fun sometimes, but you gotta be in the right mindset, and it's really hard doing the hardest shit last when you're just like absolute fucking cooked. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like mentally done, man. I don't even want to like work on it anymore, to be honest. I'm just exhausted. But I gotta get it done because we're right at the finish line. Gotta make it work. Damage event. Come in, do damage, hit effect location. Okay. I don't think we're using damage hit effect location there. Damage enemy, location, spawn float numbers. Okay, apparently we are. Wait, are we doing float numbers twice? I think float numbers are supposed to spawn only on the trace effect, which comes from the master weapon. Let's double check that. There's the master weapon. Okay. Damage enemy. Oh, okay. So we're calling damage enemy directly, and then we spawn an emitter. Okay, so this is where our location is. Actually not correct. Yeah, we got two systems coming in here. Okay, let's see what's going on. So we've effectively copied everything over that we had from the prior versions and stuff. So everything has been migrated. But what I have to do right now is like update this system because it's not technically sound. So when we're shooting our weapon off, we run a trace, and this is the trace confirmation. So the server confirms whether or not right here. So we run this through the server check. That spawns the bullet. But you know what would be nice is if we just incorporated that into one giant function, right? So hit an enemy. Okay, so spawn bullet goes off. Spawn bullet says, get something from the pool. Activate the bullet. Yeah, that's fine. It's just for our visual effect. Which, honestly, I'm probably going to change that now. Because the bullet doesn't even fucking matter anymore. I gotta think about a bunch of shit, man. You know what I hate most about this shit is, like, it's always changing. It's changing every minute. So, like, I think I have something figured out, and it's like, oh, nope, this is a different way to do it. Let's rip it all apart. What's up, Cluster? What's going on, man? Alright, so we're gonna try doing this. Let's do... Alright, let's forget the bullet for now. And just go right to the damage. So in order to do that, we would say damage enemy, which would do this. That's the damage causer. This is the actual enemy that was hit. Then we can get our location. I'm like calling something more than I need to, so I'm trying to make it a little bit cleaner. All right, let's try that. So now we're just going to go right into damage enemy from the weapon itself. So the weapon traces, weapon gets a hit, bam, instantly send that data to the server. Server then picks up that data and says, I see you, you're validated, good to go, damage that enemy at that location. Boom, done. Now we get this that pops off, we get an effect that pops off, and we get, where's our float numbers? Are we doing float numbers? Is that back on here? Yeah, float numbers. So let's replug that back in. All right. So I should still get, it should look exactly the same. I should see damage numbers, I should damage the creature, so they should die, and then I should also see a splash effect. Alright, good. It's working. And so we shut off our bullet trace thing, so we're actually not using the bullet. So now what I'm thinking of doing, since we're not using physics anymore, I mean, let's see, I gotta still multi, other players are gonna have to see it, so I guess what we'll do is we'll do it after. So the first thing that'll happen is we'll cause the damage, because we want to run that math first, that's more important. And then when we're done doing the damage, then we'll run through the system and say spawn bullet. We don't need this anymore, I don't think. And then when we spawn the bullet, we will say get bullet pool, activate bullet. Bullet fires off. This is going to change. This has to be a new particle system. Pain in the ass. Whatever. Let's leave it like this for now. And then activate. Yep, it should be good. We're not doing on hit anymore. All right, let's see if we get bullets that shoot, and then let's make sure we get all the other shit. Yep. Perfect. All right, now got some warnings. Let's see what the fuck's going on, because we have some other things to fix. Okay, so in the server, when we say damage enemy, this is saying enemy pawn was not valid. And damage the player. Alright, well, if we're valid, we'll proceed. If we're not, we'll just stop. Okay, the next thing we have to do is we gotta fix this health, man. Like, these things are dying in, like, one shot. Let's make it a fight. Health. 850. We'll do 4. Okay. Let's see. When I do my damage, taking way too much fucking damage. What is going on there? Master enemy. This one. So yeah, we're trying to wrap up the basics of the AI stuff, and then we're also trying to set up the damage probability systems, or like what happens with damage. Like, should you take damage? Should you not take damage? Should you die? Blah blah blah. All right, let's see what's coming in here. Try to get a grip on what the actual numbers are. $35 damage. Is the incoming damage greater or equal to the current health? Why is the current health negative 18? Oh, is that from our scrambler? Oh my god, is our scrambler really that bad? Okay, I think our scrambler's fucking everything up. Hold on. It's like making them like dead. Alright, we gotta say default stat. We're gonna say if the default stat if the result is less than the default stat divided by 2, so half their health, then we want to just set this back normal. But you know what? It's kind of weird because like that shouldn't do that anyways. I shouldn't even need to fix this, but this is the way that we could fix it. But like it shouldn't do that to begin with. So we're causing a problem and then we're trying to fix the problem. But let's like figure out why we're causing a problem. If my wobble, let's see what my wobble chance is. Let's take a gander. All right, so the default stat is 850. The minimum change chance is 80%. What? What? 80%? What the fuck? That's not right. That's like saying we're guaranteed to change you by 80%. Did I miss a digit in here? Loot rarity, BPL enemies, whatever, BPL chance. Minimum chance. Set up abilities. Entity rarities. 80%? Where the fuck did that number even come from? Okay, so if null, 0. Is it like inverted? Oh wait, here we go. Oh, there's the typo. 80%. Oh god. 0.08% chance. Yeah. This is for the minimum chance. Yeah, so that was causing an issue for sure. 0, 1, 0, 5, 0, 8, 1, 0, 1, 5. Okay. Maximum chance. Let me just double check all these. stat wobble chance. Okay, null is 50%, whatever. Common, 30% chance of wobble, 5% chance, and then no percent chance. See that? It says 0 though, so that's a little weird that it still did that. Well, I guess technically it didn't do it. It was just telling us what it was about to do. So we did catch a bug, but I don't know if that's what the issue was. So we'll just keep going here. Whoa. All right, let's see what we got here. Default was 850. Minimum change was 0.1. Maximum was 0.3. Wobble was 30% chance. Wobble came out at 0.1. So we took this, we multiplied it by that, and we got what? We got current value 10%. So we took our okay, I think I found the problem. We're pulling from the wrong source here. This is actually supposed to come from the default stat, not from the wobble stat. I just simply brought it in from the wrong pin on accident, so that should fix the issue. Whoop. Try it again. In 850 plus 97 equals 947. If true, it equals 752. Current result should equal 752 on the output. And, okay, so it was true, so it was 947. And what was our rarity chance? Let's see, a rarity. Chances. Chance 400. Default what? Default's at 400. What? The fuck? Default stat 400. Oh, that's for our speed. Okay, yeah. That's right. Dude, that little burst ability that I added to this game where I do like that little mini dash, I've become so used to that when I try to play normal games now, I'm like, where the fuck's my dash? It's hilarious. I like can't play normal games without it now. Okay, so it's working. You can see their health bar is updating in real time too. 29, 19. Okay, that's good. So I don't know what we're gonna do about the creature problem right now. With them just like bopping around like idiots. Because I'm gonna be replacing the creatures anyways. So what I think I'm gonna do is what the easiest method is, which is to turn off that. Problem solved. Just fucking shut it off, man. Okay, so we're gonna spawn loot. I could probably add like some particle effect instead to make it look like they just kind of like evaporated, like departicleized. So I'll add that later. but whatever. So BP Master Loot, let's get this working now. So what this does is this says we're supposed to bring in what our enemy data was. I don't even know why I need that. There's going to be we got to do a bunch of fixes to this. Like a bunch of fixes. Okay, so this is my loot. Keys. What is this? I don't want this. I just want items, it looks like. Right? Yeah, we're gonna have to go over this loot big time. Oh boy. Okay. BPL, random RNG, number result. Glad we made this. Okay, get enemy rarity bonus with a typo in it. Let's do, so enemy. Okay, so that's why we need our enemy data, because we want to know what our score is. So let's do that. Let's just bring in the score. There's really no reason to send all of this enemy data through the system. I don't know why we're doing it that way. It's like excessive. So let's just say value enemy score data. Then we can bypass all of this. Okay, where's that RNG gonna come in? Like right here? So we're gonna say % rarity chance. So the rarity chance, I think I made another one called BPL rarity chances. Here we go. Yeah. This little box does all of this but cleaner. All right, so we're gonna say figure out what the rarity is. And set it to this. Let's get rid of enemy data. Let's get rid of cheat rarity, cheat type, cheat score, cheat on, cheat amount, cheat item. Turn all that shit off. Old. That's old. Alright, so what I could do is I could say Snowflow. So if we loot buff, I think of how I want to do this. I don't even think I need that. I think all I have to do is just say bring it in hot. So whatever our loot buff rarity is, based on our rarity type, loot buff chance, we'll just say loot score equals loot score plus multiplied, multiplied, loot score multiplied by the loot buff, enemy score, loot bonus percentage. Is our loot score. Get rid of all this nonsense. That's a little cleaner. Alright, so we're going to say take the loot bonus that we get that comes in, and we're going to add a multiplier to our loot score, which then does some shit later on. I don't know. So loot. Let's call this loot amount. Loot score. We gotta leave it as a loot score because I gotta convert that to a whole bunch of crap later on. All right, so we get a random rarity chance straight out of the gate, and then whatever that rarity is, we have it set right here, and then so that's our loot rarity for this item. Then we add a beacon, so we know what kind of beacon type we're supposed to have, which matches the color of whatever. But before this happens, what we probably have to do is take this and reapply it. Let's see here. I don't know how I'm going to convert that over. If I have a loot score, I could say if the loot score is within a certain tier, then I'm going to have to like make a big range of numbers. For now, let's just do this. Let's just do that. I mean, it's already using the data probabilities of getting a random loot. There's no need to add bonuses right now. We'll just do that later. Let's just make it work first, right? All right. go back out of here. That's just inside our rarity setup, which is over here. Okay, so I need the master. I need the actual item. Is there an amount in there? Item. Quantity. Okay, so that sets the mesh. We already have the quantity, so I don't even need to bring that through. We'll just call that up later when we get picked up. I think that'll work. Where's this adding it to? Loot. Okay, good. Yeah, that should work. Okay, so we need to know loot. I don't know. We might have that, but I'm not sure. Data bits, we're not doing that anymore. That's all old. That's old. Sense player. So we got begin. This should just happen once. I shouldn't even have to do that, honestly. That's fine. Get rid of that. County map. All right, what's this all about? Resource amount. Here's where that loot score could come in handy. That's just for resources. It's not for actual loot. It's just for the map resources. All right, and then we're gonna do this here. So we're gonna add an item. All right, I think we're good. Let's change back here. When the creature dies, which is right over here, this needs to be updated. Yeah. All right. So, we're gonna need the item loot, DP master item object reference. Okay. So let's do on PDA. This can get changed to master item, single target, master item structure. There we go. And we'll make this an array. So if we want to add more than one item, we can. And then what I need to do on the loot side is make sure that I say, when I add this item, this will say, well, for now, I'll just do one item for now. I keep like trying to make things overcomplicated, and it's just like, just get it done. All right. I just don't have the energy for it. Okay, so we're just gonna do a single item. So the item comes in. That's gonna come from our. We need a few things here. We need our enemy data. And that's gonna give us our score. So we'll need this. And then we're gonna need get item, get loot, whatever. Okay. All right. So actually, it is going to have to be an array. I just thought of that. Maybe I won't attach the loot directly to the enemy. Maybe that's what I'll do. That's even cleaner. I do not like having this like attached to the creature, because it's like, well, then I gotta add all this shit on the back end, you know? So instead of that, all right, new plan. Let's just say the loot will only give a shit about loot score. That's it. And then we'll change this from difficulty score here to float. We'll change that name to score value percent. So I know that it has a certain percentage boost. In fact, we'll just change it to loot score bonus percentage. But that'll get made when the actual enemy gets made. Okay, so now all we have to pass in here, instead of all that random data, is just a simple float. That's way cleaner. There's going to be like loot all over the place. I got to make sure it's really clean and lightweight. I don't need loot type, and I don't need item anymore. Let's get rid of those. We don't need item at all. Item is going to be done internally. All right, so here's what's going to happen. We're going to make a blueprint library function called BPL random loot item. Okay, and this is going to have an input called it's going to have to be loot type, item type. item types allowed, array, it becomes allowed items. Okay. And then what we do is we just get a random. And we're going to get a, let's see, random loot item. Get random item. Let me make sure this is right. Yeah, okay, so the allowed loot items. Let's actually make the array. Let's do it that way. There we go. Shit, you know what? Hold on. No, I don't like that. We'll do allowed items. It's gonna have to be on the outside, I think, unfortunately. Yeah. It's gonna have to be on the outside. So all we really do is we just get a random item from here. And then we're going to get data table row names. We're gonna get DT master item DT. We're gonna do a loop. This is where we populate all our data from a switchboard. And then we're gonna say get data table row DT item break. The item type is equal to whatever this is. Random item. Then we're going to say that we have found something. This is going to be a loop with a break. We don't want to cycle through everything. Each loop with break. Okay. We need to set this to our local item, found item data. Break. Return node. Our result. There you go. All right, so this randomizer will fire off from wherever the hell we want, and it will automatically find us a random item of whatever filters we allow. So now when we go back to our loot table on begin play, all we have to do is say DPL random loot item. And now this little bastard does all the hard work for us. Here we go. And now this obviously is going to be whatever arrays we want. So we can say we want to allow utilities, we want to allow weapons, we want to allow armor, we want to allow homeworld resources. That's pretty much it. And we're good to go. So, okay, when this item is created, it's going to be completely random. It's going to pick a random item. We don't know what kind. And it's just going to push forward. And then when we set our rarity types here, we then say take our current loot score, which is default 0, and you know what? We're gonna plug this right in like this. I don't even think I need this right now. We're gonna do that later. Yeah, we're gonna do that loot score later. We'll do that separate. So we just get a random rarity for the item. Except this can only take place if our current item is a certain type, right? We don't want it to like start screwing around with resources. So we're going to say if the item type is equal to homeworld resources, for example, there it goes, like clicking like over and over, equals homeworld resources, then we want to just piece the fuck out. We do not want to set any of this shit up. Actually, no, we just want to bypass the rarity check. We'll just go like that. There we go. All right. And then we set this based on whatever rarity type it is, and then set the loot type. What is this all about? Okay, so loot type, we don't really need to do this anymore. That's already changed, so don't give a shit. That's gone. And then, so we're just changing the rarity type if it's this. Now, the other thing I have to consider is when this rarity thing fires off, if that item equals colony resource, and we want to bypass this because colony resources don't do anything compared to what you think they do. So if true, we just go right to here. If false, then we set our rarity visual. Okay, so if a normal colony resource drops, we won't get a loot beacon in it either, which is fine. And then we say switch item type. If we are a colony resource, we want to... Well, we can still do this, I think. I don't think we need this anymore. Let's just set our item type right there. This is our actual static mesh. It should be fine. And then going back to this, we're going to say our properties resource. What is this? No, that's old. That's old news. Old news, boys. We don't need that anymore. Bye. Okay, so we're good to go. Now, when we pick something up, which is right here. Now this will be a little different. We're just picking a random, we're taking our score, which is going to be this times whatever our loot score coming in is. So I think that's pretty fair. It's pretty clean. We don't really have to worry about anything. If it's a colony resource, it just knows it's a colony resource. If it's something else, it goes into our loot pile. So pretty clean, actually. Let's put all of this into a function, if it lets me. Because no matter what, we want to do this at the end of it. Okay, we're going to return out. Turn out. Good. Done. Make sure these return out regardless. This should never happen, but there's always a rare chance that something weird happens, so let's just do that. Keeps it clean. All right. That's done. That's done. Don't need this anymore. That's done. That's done. And I don't care about that. All right. So this is probably also going to get gutted, but we'll leave that for now. Let's get everything organized here. Alright, that is a hell of a lot cleaner than what it was before. We just cleaned up like 1,000 nodes. Alright. Now, I don't think I'm using this fine ground thing. So that's debatable. This is debatable. I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't know about that. So these three functions we might get rid of, but who knows? Alright, meanwhile, we're going to say let's change this to make sure that we get our game mode straight up. Oh, you know what? Actually, let's do our BPL. BPL get game mode, because this does this for it already. And all we have to do is just do this. Go to switcher. If homeworld. If not. Blah, blah, blah. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to get our core. Do I need my core? Yeah, I need my core still. Let's grab the core from the enemies. I think the enemies have the core information on them. They may not. I don't know. No, they don't need it anymore, so we got rid of it. Okay, that's fine. It's just one thing. It's not that big of a deal. Fine ground. Okay, so we are still using fine ground. BPL random loot. Okay, so we're going to pick a random piece of loot. We also have to add colony resource, because that's an option. And then we set the item accordingly. If it equals colony resource, if true, we do not want to change the rarity. Or bool. Equals homeworld. We're just going to do this on the outside. So I can get rid of that in here. Alright, it's a little bit cleaner. I've been meaning to clean up loot for months. I just haven't had any time to get to it. Feels good. Alright. So we're going to go like that. Set item mesh. Sense player. Set life. Pretty fucking clean. These, I don't know. I don't know if I'm using those or not. Master loot pickup. There's no reason to even have that anymore. We're just going to do this. If true, do our function. Clear timer, destroy actor. Boom, done. And then this shit here, I don't care. It's out of here. Alright. That's much cleaner. Let's take a look at the loot and see if it actually freaking works. We probably broke a few things. Yeah. These are old things, so I'm not really too worried about these. We're just going to do some bypass hooks. These are like super old in the original game, but I have to fix them anyways because I don't want to like get rid of them because I still might use them for something or remodel them. Okay, you know what? Just get out of here. those are all old. I don't really give a shit about that. Spawner Classic, it's all old. Don't need that anymore. Don't need that anymore. Not working with that anymore. That's basically almost outdated. We're getting there. Okay, let's see what else is broken, if anything. One more thing. Control point. Spaceballs 2 trailer? I did not know. Is that for real, or is it like a joke? Who's doing it? Who's making it? Okay, there we go. It's real? That's freaking funny. Alright, here we go. So now we can see our enemies, everything's fine with that. Obviously they're still kind of wonky, but we'll fix that later. Ooh, we got a freaking rifle. Very nice. I can't pick it up. Got a rare resource. Alright, cool. So why I can't pick it up is beyond me. So we're gonna have to figure that out. But we're getting close. And then obviously we gotta make it so that not every single creature drops loot. That's gonna be a random loot chance. That's gonna come from here. Oh yeah, you know Mel Brooks is like woke as fuck though, right? Like beyond all reason. He kind of took a big turn there, and he's just like super fucking woke now, like disgustingly woke. All right, MC. That's why. So we gotta get our. This would come from the character that has just hit us. Okay, so Death is going to need to have... Okay, I got to connect this. I got to connect MC to Death. And then that way we can hook this into our damage causer, which is right there, yeah. Before we change our damage causer. Damage causer. Just let him cook. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's his choice, right? It's his fucking choice. Yeah, he made some like new show on Hulu. And it was just like, I don't know. Like, ridiculous. I was like, yeah, not interested. Not my cup of tea, pal. Which is fine. You know, you do whatever the fuck you want. It's a free country, but you're going to alienate your audience. And if you lose your audience, then you're probably not going to have as many people watching. So, alright. So if we do the damage causer... I'm gonna have to do a fast cast here, I think, unfortunately. I don't want to, but what is this? An actor, okay. Ender. The reason why we gotta do this is because we're gonna make sure that we have the right owner. I might be able to get away with a pure cast here. Because we're not really changing anything. Okay, and then this comes in, we sync up our MC, and then when the MC comes in, back on the loot side, we're gonna do, let's see here. Item pickup. There it is. Add colony item. Yeah. Perfect. Alright, so we'll get the player state. Wondering if I should just get the player state, but whatever. Alright. Now I should be able to pick the items up. Nope, still can't pick them up. Alright. Wonder why. Okay, that's a null item. Figure that one out. Yeah, that's gonna be... I'm glad we got an error there. Alright. What happened there? Access none trying to read property. VPC Commander U class. Okay, so we're gonna have to cast. That's what I was worried about. But you know what? It's just triggering once. It's just literally to pick something up. So it's not that big of a deal. Gotta know who's picking it up, son. Now, if cast fails, we're still not going to do anything because this thing's going to decay on its own, so. Oh, wait, is this the enemy? Oh, this is the enemy. Shit. Alright, so we gotta do this then. If cast fails, we still have to destroy the actor. Otherwise, the actor could be permanently, like... If some weird things happen, like, so let's say a player kills an enemy and then they, like, poof, then the enemy will be invincible, technically, because they'll never disappear, but they're dead. So you have to do something here in case it fails. Because this is on a death sequence anyway, so we're just gonna straight up just get rid of the actor. Alright. Now let's see if I can pick shit up. Man, it is hard to hit these little guys. Are they healing too? I don't even know if passive healing's working yet. I don't think it's working yet. Thank God. No item? Okay. That's weird. No items? Alright, so we're failing on cast here. Alright, so the damage causer is not correct. We're getting bad data. Is the problem. Alright, so we had this problem before, and I did not like it. So this is an actor object reference. It's coming in with damage. If we're not dead already, but we're going to be dead, how is that failing? Oh. Okay, let's do this. Let's do get controller. Nope. Get owner. What is this that's coming in? It's just an actor? How is it not working? That's weird. Cast to VPC Commander. Like, how could that not work? Okay, let's try it again. Wait, did that just come in as master controller? Oh, it's a fucking controller. Well, goddamn. Now you tell me. That's totally different. No wonder. I have it labeled wrong. It's a controller, not an actor. Alright. That makes things actually easier. At least we know the backup works. Alright, whatever. It's coming in as a controller, but okay, sure. Even though it's set as an actor. I don't know what's going on there, but fuck it. Alright. So that should work now, and then I did notice a problem when I was shooting my gun. I was hitting him when I shouldn't have. So that's gonna be in our check right here. Damage check. Okay, so let's do damage causer. Get actor's location. Enemy pawn. Get actor location. Is the distance between these two. Oh my god, there we go. Is the distance between these two less than or equal to the damage causers? What's going to be the thing? Cast to master controller. Here. Get equipped. Item equipped slot using. No. Get actual. Item using BP. Cast to master. Weapon. We already know we're in a weapon, so this can't happen unless we're in a weapon. Unless... get... Oh, trace target. That's my aim target. Okay. Alright. Here's what we're gonna do. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna say that there is a default trace limit length, and that has to be buried inside of the players. Where's that gonna come from? That's gonna be the PDA information. What am I inside of right now? Master weapon. Get BPC commander ref. No, it's not that. It's the get main player state. That's what it is. That's what it's gonna be. Okay, main player state. And then let's open that up, which means we gotta go over here. What the fuck is this? There. God. Wish they would give a different icon for that. Alright. This is going to be trace limit. That is going to be default hard freaking wired, which is coming from the PDA commander data. PDA commander data. Weapon distance trace. Gotta set this somewhere. Alright, let's set this to 10,000. That should be more than enough for almost all forms of weapon. You can still shoot the shot, doesn't mean it's gonna count. Alright, so weapon trace goes 10,000 out. See, this is where we're gonna have issues with a stupid line trace now. Whatever. So 10,000 out is our weapon distance trace, and now we can close this. Get weapon trace. Promote. Yes, weapon distance trace. Okay. Alright, and then we're going to go back over to the master weapon. Get weapon distance trace. That's our distance trace for our aim. And now I can grab that from pretty much anywhere, and we can just always make sure that it's in sync. So weapon, get rid of view. This. Close that. Can I make the trace visible? Yeah, we could do something like that. Like a laser trace kind of thing. Yeah, I could do that. I don't see any problem with that. I think I'll put that in the polish box, you know, because we still have to add like tracer marker effects when you get a hit. What I'm most worried about right now is like long distance shots. Like you're 4,000 miles away. So that's why I had to do this. So now it just won't turn green. But the problem is you're still going to shoot a shot. So now it's like, if you, oh, for a debug, yeah, I could do that. But I mean, I already know that what the problem is, so I don't really need to debug this right now. I'm just, the problem that I'm going to have is like if someone's like a football field distance away and you aim at them, the crosshair will say you don't have a target, which is fine, so you can't see what you're looking at, but you still shoot the shot. So what happens in real life? That target still gets hit, regardless of whatever, you know, you thought you had a lock on. But in this game, the way we have it set up, it's based on a line trace. So your line trace stops. So you never hit anything. So what I have to do now is I'm going to have to like wire something up that says, if the trace did not go through, then we're going to send the bullet, and the bullet will reach the end, and then it will have to turn into a normal bullet, which then says I have to obey regular physics. You see what I'm saying? So like this is why I did not want to use line traces to begin with, or as an ultimate source. I mean, you use line traces all the time, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, visually it's gonna be obnoxious. Yeah, I can't do it right this minute because I'm about to take a piss. I gotta take a quick piss break. I have to go to the bathroom so bad, but I'm like trying to just hurry up and get this one little chain done. But yeah, it will be a problem. It will be a problem. I just saw it a second ago, and I was like, fuck. So that's why we're adding this tracer in here. Or this distance limiter, at least. We're still gonna have the problem though. So now when you shoot a bullet, you'll see the bullet go and you won't do any damage to it. It's gonna be stupid as fuck. It's gonna be the dumbest thing on earth. But the only way to beat that is to just give the player like a huge trace. But that effectively means that you can just hit anything from anywhere, which defeats the purpose entirely. So yeah, it's gonna be really fucking annoying. It's gonna be really fucking annoying. So we'll probably have to go back to the drawing board and get our bullets to work the right way, but whatever. Okay, incoming damage. Yeah, it's always something stupid, man, you know? I'm trying to remember what I was having issues with here. I fire the gun off. Master enemy. I don't need this anymore. Get out of here. PPC commander. Changing our line trace. Here it is. Bullet trace. So yeah, see we're doing logic right here that says if it's get weapon, get main player state, get trace weapon trace distance. And so this is a limiter that we're basically putting in the game. So if you shoot and something's further than 10,000 feet away, even if your bullet hits the enemy, it's not going to do any damage. Which that absolutely infuriates someone like me. Just for the record. Loot score. But you know, we'll figure it out. We'll just have to fucking take one step at a time and make it all work. Like all things with game dev, everything takes ages to do. Alright, so now we've got some enemies somewhere. There they are. So yeah, so I'm like way out of range. See how my crosshairs like... I'm going to try to get even further away. I upped it to 10k. So they're 10k away right now. Okay, so they're more than 10k. So if I shoot them, you see how the bullets should be hitting them? The bullets should be doing damage. Yeah. So 100 meters, okay. So the bullet's it should be doing damage, but it's not. It's never going to do damage. So if we get in range now and scan them, they'll all be 100% still. Yeah, 100%, 100%. No one took any damage. So what I'll probably have to do is... See, it's going to ruin sniper rifles, man. Like, I don't know. Do you see that drag? You see how that ball is, like, not there in time? Alright, I think I picked up the loot. Alright, so now I'm able to pick up loot. I gotta add like an audio effect or something, it's so dry. But I did pick up loot. Let's see what we got. I gotta change this too. I hate having to like hit this button from so far away. So we got our loot. It worked. This is not the right quality though. It looked like it was green, so I don't know why I got a common when it was green, unless I have something set up wrong on the back end. To write that down. Yeah. 35,000? Jesus Christ. It's so far away. Yeah, but like there's other factors. So if we do that, we'll never be able to have a bullet shot effect ever in the game. Because the bullets can never go that fast, right? So like what I'm trying to say is like, let's say someone is 14 football fields away and I shoot them and I get a hit. You'll see the numbers come up and the bullet won't even get there yet. You see what I'm saying? So like you can't make the bullet go fast enough. So what I'll have to do is do like a line trace effect. But then the problem is if someone's next to an enemy and you're shooting the enemy, they will not see your bullets coming in. They will only see the explosion because you're too far away from a trace in terms of like the effect, just for like the particle effects. So it's a disaster. So I'll have to probably do a hybrid situation is my best guess. I'll have to say the bullet will have to have intelligence and say, I am nobody, and then I am somebody. It will just automatically convert after a certain amount of distance. That way we have the best of both worlds, and it's probably going to have to be sooner rather than later. And also might fix the other problem we had where they kept getting like stuck on the character or something stupid, but I don't know. It's a big headache that I don't feel like dealing with right now, but we're going to have to deal with it, unfortunately. All right, I got to go to the bathroom real quick, take a little bathroom break, go get a snack. I'll be right back. Okay, so while I was cooking up some spaghetti, I came up with some cool ideas. First off, we're not going to put that trace in the commander. Delete. Second of all, the trace is not going to come from the commander. It's going to come from I'm trying to get to it. A lot of navigating here. It's going to come from the master weapon. And what that's going to allow us to do by putting that in our master weapon, it helps us with a little bit of spoof protection, because it's harder for a player to spoof something that's constantly being replicated and updated all over the board. But B, each weapon is unique this way. Alright, so let me set this up. And then I had a second idea. God damn it. Hold on. Let me bang through this real quick so I actually have what I need. Alright, we're going to have to set that data carefully. Okay, so it's a master equipable. Oh shit, this is coming from my own thing. Okay. Yeah, this is what I like. Okay, so I can just grab, we'll change this to a float. And we're just going to make a variable in here called trace aim distance. Okay. And that trace aim distance is a part of the actual item itself. And it's blueprint read only, which is going to be fucking hilarious. That means you can't cheat it, because it gets set on creation, and it is what it is. You can't like fuck with it. You can't change the number. Oh. Now what we can do right here. I feel like my keyboard just decides when it wants to work. Alt. What the fuck? Okay. It just will not let me do a setter. What the fuck? Oh, because I turned the thing on. That's right. Shit. We may have to change that variable after. Hmm. Maybe I can just pull it out of the PDA item. Let me try. Let me try that. That'd actually be better, because then I really don't have to worry about it. Okay, make this blueprint read only. We'll just leave it to 10,000 for now. Okay, now I can just pull this out, get weapon. Fuck. It's gotta be a weapon type. Whatever. Get weapon aim trace distance. As long as we're setting it here, this will save us from doing a cast later. Ah, shit. You can't do it that way either, because if it's a read-only, I'm trying to, like, avoid... Alright, what if I'll set the PDA, that's what I'll do. I'll just set the PDA. Alright, hopefully that works. Well, PDA data, read only. No, it's not going to work. Then how the fuck do I get around that problem then? Without casting every fucking time. Whatever. I don't think they can get in there. Alright, and then what we'll do is we'll go like this. Okay, so now I can grab my PDA data file when we're screwing around with the tracer, which is somewhere. I don't remember where we were. A weapon. There it is. Get weapon trace mount. There. Okay, so now the weapon determines the distance of how far you can shoot. And what we can do to make this actually make sense is we could say, like, look, like the energy weapons that you're using, like they don't have enough oomph to shoot for ages, unless it's a sniper rifle, in which case they do. But the way we can get around the bullet lag problem is we just won't show it. If you shoot a sniper shot, what we're going to do is we're just going to show the laser shot from here, and then it's going to just literally say hit or not. And if it's hit, it's going to do an AoE effect or a burst effect on the other side that makes it look like the bullet just came in. So it's just going to do like a flash-like shot. So like imagine like a line just appearing next to the enemy, but it looks like it's coming this way. So it just boom. So we can fake it basically as a particle effect from the other side. It's the same thing we're doing with the splash effect. We're just going to make it look like it's coming from somewhere. Alright, that should work. Alright, so we're going to do enemy 2. Okay, so what else do we got to do for the tracer? We got to say BPC character. Oops. Man, that's gonna suck. Alright, whatever. Let's just see how that goes. Alright, so our trace is updating. This is using a visibility trace too, which we kind of have to use. And then we use an aim trace when we actually shoot. It's like all this crap going on. Okay. Yeah. All right, in order to get out of this issue, then I'm going to have to do when we do our equipment switch, which is back here. Uh, it's gonna be tricky. I'm not even using it, am I? Where am I setting this? It's in the master controller. It's dangerous. I think I'm gonna change this. That. Happen to see it, so I might as well change it. Do you want to leave the map? That's fine. But when I'm gonna place something down, it's gonna be when I click on the button, isn't it? Well, actually, it's already internal, so you can grab whatever you want. It'll just deny you from the beacon. That'll be fine. Alright. I'm getting sidetracked on something else, but anyways. I'm looking for where I set an item when I equip it. I thought it was right here, but really not. Alright, let's just do it this way then. Fuck it. We're gonna say use or put away. Use equipped item. Alright, when I use the equipped item, at this point, we've got the player controller. Here we go. Okay, this is when we put it away. This is when we equip the actual item. Okay, so the item is equipped, but it's not in use. So in use is the next system. All we care about is in use. So let's go back to here. Use or put away. Okay, so like right here. We attach it to the actor. Whatever, man. I did. I played all night last night while you were asleep. in your little bed, all cozy, getting your beauty sleep. Little undead, all sleeping while I was out hunting dune worms. Yep. I'll be on in a little bit. I did some damage in this game right now. I got a lot of shit done today. Dude, I don't know where I'm setting this. I can't find this. Where am I doing? Where is this thing? What's it called? Actual BP item. Find references. Go. Update actual item in use. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Since it's a master equip, we're going to get item type. If the item type is equal to... This is going to be tricky. Master equipable. Custom master weapon. And then get PDA. Get weapon trace aim distance. Hold on, get PDA. Yeah. God, there's just no way to get this without casting through the system, isn't it? All right, let's try doing this. This is a little dangerous, but actual item PDA. The actual item. Where are you coming from? Where's that coming from? I'm afraid that if I set this here and I try to call from it later, it's gonna always think it's active. I guess I can do it on based whether or not I'm using an item with a Boolean check. Alright, so actual weapon PDA. And then what I can do... yeah, that's not necessary, okay. Is... we can go to the master weapon. And that one's fine, but for my tracer, right here, I can just get actual weapon PDA. Weapon aim distance. And like that. So that's going to be a lot cleaner. But this has to really be specific to, do we have a weapon or utility in use? Does it equal weapon? And okay, so in use. Yeah, this will work. This will work. Yeah, like this is important because otherwise we can cheat, and we don't want that. It's got to be in use. It has to be the same weapon. Okay, so we're out of range. And now it should sense that I'm in range. Or not. We must have missed something. Yeah, we missed something. It'll tell us what we missed, though. That's the good thing. Okay, so it's saying that it can't read the actual weapon PDA information. Why? Okay. This might not be getting set is the problem. This just might not be getting set. Hello? What the fuck is going on? I just had like super crash. Computer's like having a freaking shit fest. PDA data. Man, I really wish I could get that data out. Pulling PC. Oh, why don't I just pump this into here? Pulling PC. Bullet trace. What is this? Weapon VP master. Is in use. Where are we setting that? Is in use. Probably on the back side. The fuck is this switcher happening? Is it just right here? Buddy, if false. Has to master weapon. Get DPC ref. Get PDA. Okay, so the BPC character needs a weapon line trace. So what we'll do is we'll say fuck. Did I not just put that in the master weapon? Like below? Oh, it's the PDA data, that's right. Okay, PDA data. God. PDA data, get weapon aim trace, then get this thing here. And we're gonna have to set this to where's this coming from? This is the equipment section. I just need a spot to hold this, so we're just gonna say data. Screw it. And this must be valid. There we go. And if so, it should happen there. Lock that in. Then back to our weapon system. Set PDA data to this. There we go. Okay, so if it equals a weapon, we're going to set the PDA data to this, and we're good to go. If it doesn't, then we are going to set this to blank to make sure that it always updates accordingly. There's only 2 routes to go there. Alright, we should be safe. Let's see if that fucking works. Ugh. Oh. Access none, trying to read VPC Commander C. What? PDA data. Well, of course. I said if it's valid. If not, just default back to this. What the fuck's the problem? Like, why would that not? Where's that coming from? That's coming from equipment. How is that not right? I mean, I'm literally saying if it's fucking valid. So why is it still trying to throw an error? Okay, fine, we'll do it this way. Okay, let's try that. I'm so confused right now. Oh, I gotta turn this off. Forgot about this. That's gonna throw a weird ass error. I don't care about that anymore. Although I might have to go back to that system because trying to do it through this back hook isn't working too well. I don't know why this keeps saying that it's failing. I'm telling it to only work if this is valid. Whatever. Whatever. Fucking whatever. We're just gonna have to do it the hard way, I guess. Get actual item in use. Cast to DP master weapon. I don't think this is ever getting set. I don't know where else to fucking put this thing. I guess we could try shoving it in the player state. Which is dumb as fuck. I mean, it gets equipped. I'm just so confused right now. Like, this is literally all we need, is just that. That's it. We are already setting this. This is already getting set up here when we get equipped. And then it's like, no, I don't know what to do. Like, do I literally have to cast individually? Like, that's the whole point, is to avoid the cast. So maybe I have to cast, like, in the actual equipment system as well. It's the only thing I can think of. But we're still going to throw errors left and right if we fail. So, let me see here. So it can't be an item then. Yeah, it can't be an item. It's got to be just gonna have to make it a float, basically. Make it a goddamn float. Okay. Sure. Fine. Whatever. I don't care. I'm over it. Let's just do it. Fuck it. Okie dokie. Aim trace length. There you go. Boom. Done. Okay. We're gonna go here. We're not gonna put it in the PDA data anymore. I don't even see it in the PDA anymore. Like, what the fuck? Oh, that's enemies. Okay, close that. Master weapon. Right, just do it this way. Fuck it. Make it read only. It's the best I can do. Whatever. And then over here, when we get this data, get weapon name trace, and we're gonna set this distance to that distance.
Partisan's working so hard every day. Typical threats, get out of my way. I'm a threat unseen, if you know what I mean. Taking down towers is a casualty. Can't prep for this, get ready for this.
Whatever.
Is a wound up fist.
I'm over it. Players could probably hack that. It's not too safe, but whatever.
Like Santa's sleigh. Logi is the key to the war, you know. Pushing B mats and my favorite Alto, locked and loaded and ready to go. Sandbag stack, let's start the show. Loading up is like Amazon Prime. Logi holding up the front of the lines. Boom, boom, blowing off artillery. Rated 5 from the heavens, no mercy. Listen to the sound. Gonna breeze, bunkers locked down. No fear from the enemy.
Okay. Hello. Okay, we gotta set our item once we set all our properties up. Gotta say set item, make item, members, member berries. Remember this. Set that. We're gonna do quantity is gonna change. Rarity is gonna change. Type is gonna change. Might be more than that too. We'll see. Actually, let me actually see what the fuck's going on here. So if we're sending the actual item through the data line. Oh, I know what's going on. Okay. We're not set up to actually include anything, are we? Random loot item. Get an item, look it up, get all the data, plug it in, found item. Okay, that's great. But at this point in time, we're not doing anything on the outside. So we set our item, and then when we're done with that, we set our rarity. But we never updated the rarity. It's supposed to go right here. Try to fix that bug real quick. Loot rarity. There we go. Alright, now we should actually get the correct rarity to drop. Oh. That damage shit needs to change. That was looking a little wonky. Weapon. Incoming damage. We're gonna say incoming damage. Random bool. This one to give it a little bit of some like some wobble room so that we're not seeing the same numbers over and over. Between 1 and 5. I don't like seeing the same number over and over. Fuck. And those items, one of them fell through the floor. Fantastic. I don't know what that shit was where I couldn't like hit the enemy. That was really weird. Let's make sure this is a shit. Match. Ignore invisibility. That was weird. It almost felt like something was interfering with the line trace. Okay. A ball. Okay. Making sure that the actual rarity was working. Alright, so that's good. Feel like that that target UI is a little obnoxious. It's kind of like in my grill. We're gonna do something different here. All right. I kind of like don't really like that animation anymore. The one that like has it slip out. It's kind of driving me nuts. What's up? There's Spear. Yeah. You know, doing my thing. Right now what I'm doing is I'm just like adjusting it. I don't really like. I had like this slip out animation, and it's just kind of pissing me off. Sparrow. There you go. Okay. Chicken balls. Gotcha. All right, so now I gotta set this to actually be visible, which apparently it is not, because that's turned off. We'll just do that. Okay. We can change that visibility thing later, but I'm just trying to fix something real fast. Let's see what it looks like without it. Come on, sync up. There we go. I don't like it without, to be honest. I mean, I could have it hover over their head, but I don't know. All right, let's try this. We're gonna go like this, and then we're gonna go like this. Yeah, I'm just gonna nuke that animation. It really sucks getting rid of a polish, but I just don't like it. I feel like it's too like annoying. I want to see the information immediately. I don't want to see like you know, all this like movement. I'm trying to like see where it's going, and it's jarring. All right, here we go. So now it should show up. I saw it appear for a second there. Oh, I'm gonna have to move it, aren't I? I'm gonna have to move it. So stupid. Animations. What's new with you? All right. So it's setting our animation backwards. Fuck it. Just fucking delete it. How's that sound? Just fucking delete it, bro. Don't even fucking care. 0 fucks given. 0 fucks given, my man. Oh wait, what was that? That's for our visibility? Alright, hold on a second. This is gonna be something else. This is gonna be for this. Current weather debuff. Target data open. No, I don't need that. I don't fucking need that. Okay. Time in use. Now, why don't I see the visibility here? Set visibility. Target data visual. Update crosshair type. What is that? Update crosshair type. I don't even know what the fuck that is. I think that's like old. Okay. Let's see how this rolls. Alright, so obviously it's not supposed to show up the entire time, but that's what it looks like. Looks a little bit cleaner. Open close target data. Alright, let's put that in there. Not even doing anything. Oh, fuck that then. This whole area still needs to get updated. It's like super unstable. All these need to change. What is this coming from? Okay. We're done with all this shit. Then we'll say, very end, set visible true or false based on whether or not we have a target. I'm gonna have to do this freaking thing twice because we may not have a target here. All right. Yeah, that's a little bit better. I mean, they're moving around like crazy, so this is like the worst it's gonna be. But I think that's a little bit cleaner. The other way just seemed like a little rough. I don't know. And then what's this thing? Current weather debuff. That should update based on whatever our weather condition is, but I don't know if I even have it set up yet. Okay. Anyways, we did what we wanted. We got the crosshair thing working. We got our ammo working, loot working, damage working for the enemies. So we did some fucking damage today. I think the next thing on the agenda is to start flushing out our assets. So we're gonna start basically taking a lot of the enemies and just like fixing them, populating them, making more. I gotta start fixing the maps, getting everything ready for 2.0 here, and then I can start finally working on some multiplayer polish. See if it even works. Who knows? I'll probably have a million errors, so that'll be fun. But yeah, that's all I got for today. Not too bad. Good 4 hours there. Got some damage done. So yeah, tomorrow we'll just be working on more. Making like the enemies more versatile. Right now we just have like one program set for them, which is to just run around and kind of like play passive. But we'll start making them more aggressive and like have them attack us as well, and do all the other stuff that you're supposed to do, because we're just using just this one chain right here. So we're going to basically set up all these other chains throughout the rest of the week here. So should be fun. All right, I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. You guys have a lovely night and enjoy your deving, and good luck on your games that you're working on, your projects, whatever they may be. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out, guys. Have a good night.